We did it, nerds. We survived long enough to see another year come and go. And life did not make that an easy thing to do, so I say good on us for kicking this year's ass. As you all know, the end of the year is a great time for reflecting on your past 12 months. You look at your ups, you look at your downs, and you make resolutions about the new year. That's great. You should do that. But we are on the internet right now, so we gotta play by its rules. For myself and the other chronically online, the past 12 months have been a non-stop mudslide of drama, fighting, scandals, discourse. More so than other years, too. This year especially, there was a constant uptick in fighting. At this point, we have been exposed to more interpersonal conflicts than humans were ever built to retain, which is concerning. So I choose not to think about it. I thought as a fun way to send off 2022, I would take you on a light trip down memory stairwell and revisit the most bizarre internet stories of the past year. These internet stories don't really impact us anymore. They're like dust in the wind, so it's only right we revisit them one last time before we send them from our thoughts forever. The goal today is for us to have fun, so it's going to be a lighthearted time. None of my existential dread, none of the dour topics. For once, I can do that. Let's get it started. The YouTube company used to have a tradition every year of making the YouTube Rewind, which was a short but stacked mass collaboration video highlighting the trends and creators that made up the year, if they were brand friendly. The videos were bright, loud, and full of color, but man, they felt corporate and fake. It was just people dancing or saying a quote or them being like, "Remember this meme?" So, not very authentic. And people let them know. Rewinds consistently earned the place of one of the most disliked videos every year. So much so that YouTube stopped doing them altogether and later removed the dislike button. We don't know if that's the official reason why they got rid of them, but it's just a game theory. One that I have. With each passing year, I have been more and more interested to see if YouTube tries anything like it again, tries to recreate that kind of moment for their brand. And this year, I think we finally discovered what their plan is. If you're like me and have A, been on YouTube in the past month, and B, don't know how to install adblock, you've undoubtedly seen this pre-roll ad before videos. It is an unskippable YouTube promotion for something called #2022 in shorts.
The fun side of 2022.
For me, I really like cone.
Can we skip to the good part?
Cone! A good corn Vietnam. It has the juice.
Watch on YouTube Shorts.
And I think we found our reincarnated YouTube Rewind because that looks cheesy and corporate and it's full of brand safe trends like Corn Kid. Remember Corn Kid and all that happened? That was this year. Feels like decades ago, but I'll trust the calendar. And it makes sense because the higher ups at YouTube are really pushing the Shorts feature to compete with TikTok and Reels, so it makes sense why they'd want to feature it there. It's a great 2-in-1 for them. They get to showcase the service and possibly attract all of those YouTube Rewind numbers. Because I knew I wanted to do this for this part of the video, I intentionally haven't looked into this at all. It's going to be 100% genuine reactions from me. I've actually never looked at Shorts before.
Now, I realize I'm making a generalization, I understand that, but I think on the whole...
Is Jenna Ortega
Is there a
vegan?
search function, or do you have to just actually
Have you ever gone to a
search
party
it?
and said, "Let's crank this party to 11"?
I haven't.
Do you ever wish?
Oh, yep, there they are. All right, first one that comes up.
The year was 2022.
It's just the cat. It's just the cat? Hold on.
The year was 2022.
This is a trend. This is a corporate-made template for individual creators to just wrap up their year, so I guess there's no official wrap-up.
The year was 2020.
Yeah, okay. This is... It's not what I expected. I thought we were going to have more to showcase there, but I guess not, so we'll just move on to the next activity. I came across this Vulture article by Kate Lindsay that goes over the most online stories of the year, and there's even a point-based system for how many you recognize. And the only thing I like more than digesting internet culture is points, so let's go see what they got. The case of the missing apes. NFTs. Oh my God, the monkey pictures? That was this year? Really? This is a guy who had his crypto wallet stolen from him. That proves how like unsafe and life ruining these cryptocurrencies can be. There's not really a positive spin I can put on this. Like, a lot of people who believed in it lost fortunes of money and scammers just got richer. I don't think anyone got anything from this unless it was like a warning about cryptocurrencies. But at least I got 4 points. West Elm Caleb. I remember this one too. A girl posted a TikTok about an experience she had going on a date with a guy that didn't go well. And then another girl stitched that video talking about her own experience with the guy. And they were like, the guy that works at West Elm? Yeah. And then more people came forward. This guy was just a serial dater. And a lot of New York City girls came together to share their own stories. Then it became like a trending moment and more people started looking into it. And I think they doxed him. They figured out where he lived. Okay, yeah, as the article says, this saga was more notable than it's an example of TikTok's tendency to true crimeify everything. Across the world, people were finding and posting pictures of Caleb and baselessly diagnosing him with personality disorders in the Instagram comments of his employer as justification for a consequence. Yeah, this one was bad too. It's a little worrying that we just have a potential network of detectives who can just figure out anything about you if you give them a reason. I don't love that. It sounded like this guy was just a dude who was kind of rude on dates, and didn't really deserve all that. 2 points. The Snickers dick vein. Yeah, someone was shitposting about the woke left and talked about how cancel culture removed the little vein that Snickers have, and conservatives believed it and stirred themselves up, despite it being over like a candy dick vein. I didn't realize that was like a pivotal moment for 2022. That was just like a daily occurrence. Well, we all knew this one was coming. The I am your mother speech that one woman wrote for Putin when a war broke out. That part of the story seems pretty unimportant and embarrassing for everybody involved. I guess it counts as like a moment for 2022, but like wouldn't the war be the moment and not her? Oh, yep. Yeah. I can feel the vibes of this party getting a little low. Doing a reflection of the past year on the internet is hard because a lot of the bad stories stick out. Without the deconstructing and the positive takeaways that I'm used to, it's kind of just like a conveyor belt of like bad memories. When it's being fed to you as this zoomed out timeline, it was a lot to process for 1 year for anybody. Well, I completed the rest of the article and I ended up with a 56.5 point total, which earns me, one would call you extremely online. You know what? I'm refusing to give up on this. I never get light videos. I'm always deep and contemplative. I'm tired of it. I deserve one break. Well, you know what they say. If you want something done right, fall back on your previous work. Let's just go look at my own videos. I would have tailored them to me so I will enjoy them. We can rank them, maybe like find a best of compilation. Not that one. No. Not that. That one is especially sad. No. Next game. Twitter. Now those guys know how to dig up some stuff. There's got to be some kind of retrospective or throwback or tweet of the year. Let me search.
M&Ms will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Until the moment you wouldn't want to have a drink with any one of them. That's the goal. When you're totally turned off, we've achieved equity.
Yeah, man, I'm not going near this one. I hate this. Okay, this does kind of feel like an English teacher who's trying too hard to be cool, and he's like sitting backwards on the chair like, listen up, students. What's the vibe today? Let's just hang out. I'm sorry for misleading you earlier, but we are going to get a little deep and contemplative. I can't help it. It's the only muscle I have that gets any exercise. Right now, I want to talk to you as a person, not as an on-screen presence, not as a YouTuber you like or don't like, and especially not as anyone trying to talk down to you. I mean, I'm down here. And I won't take up too much of your time. I'll just jump straight to the important stuff. Remember earlier when I said these throwaway stories don't have much of an impact on us? Well, that was a setup, and here's the punchline. I lied. Sorry. I think it's true that the internet is helping us digest more information and content than humans were ever intended to. And I don't think our brains are built to just retain information and then drop it. I think those things, those little data particles that we get from it, don't go away. They just harbor themselves in your brain. I'm beginning to sound like a conspiracy theorist. That's the reason I feel called to do what I do, and it's why I get a little tilted when someone calls me a drama channel. Not to blow smoke up my own ass, but I think it's really important that there is an entire field of people on YouTube doing what I do to help break down and dilute all these stories for us so we can get those golden nuggets out of it. I watched commentary for years, and I always knew that I wanted to contribute to that. I know that these company-wide recaps or rewinds aren't going to talk about the darker or more serious things that happened this year. Truthfully, I never expected them to actually do that, because that would be admitting that they're guilty of hosting that content. It would be pretty weird if YouTube Rewind 2022 was like dancing and trends and then, hey, remember Andrew Tate? Remember Sneeko? Remember the rise of the alt-right? That's crazy. I think there's a reason you don't see a lot of commentary channels doing a year-in-review recap-style video. And that's because those are meant to be fun and entertaining. And what we do by shaking the gold pan and trying to get all the... Is this a dust pan or a gold pan? What we do by finding the important parts and non-important stories is kind of hard to dress up. And generalizing them by doing a quick little montage takes away all of the nuance. Companies are doing the same thing I was doing at the beginning of the video, which is playing a character. They're hyping things up. They're pretending everything was bright and colorful because that makes it fun. And fun is marketable. So when I see that YouTube is saying that Corn Kid was one of the most impactful trends of 2022, it makes me think, no, it's not. I saw so much spiteful discourse and vitriolic exchanges this year. I can't pretend like Corn Kid is the trend of the year. I can't do that. And I almost get a little irritated that YouTube, the site that hosts a lot of the really dark shit I've seen, is pretending it's not there and saying that the recap of the year is just YouTubers dancing. There is a part of me that feels like I'm crazy, like I'm choosing to be miserable by seeking out these harsh stories. And it feels like YouTube is kind of saying, just ignore it, tune it all out, and then everything can be bright and colorful again. And to be clear, that's my problem. I am choosing to seek all this out because I actually have fun diluting these stories and pulling important things out of it. I'm choosing to do that. It can just get a little much sometimes. And I'm aware that some of you feel the same. Sometimes I'll hear people say that they like my videos, but they don't always watch them because they'll be about something too serious or they'll just feel overwhelmed. And I get it. Like, this audience of people seeking out this kind of content, we're exposed to a lot of dreary, upsetting stuff. And it's only human that you want to break from that. If you're like me and you're afflicted with knowing the good and bad of the internet, it might be best to just avoid these company recaps in general, not just on YouTube, but anything, because they're only ever going to gloss over the bad. And if you think you'd get upset by only seeing half that picture represented, it might be best to just avoid it and avoid putting yourself in that situation at all. People used to seek out YouTube Rewind because they wanted to be mad at it. Like, nobody really expected it to get better or to like fully 180 and become really fun. They went in kind of treating it like a game, right? They wanted to see how bad it got this year, or like, how are they ever going to top last year's? Like, I think the community knew it was bad, but looked forward to seeing how bad it was. Except for the small group of people who were going into these and then getting mad, critiquing YouTube for not including their favorite creator, or including a trend, or excluding a trend. People got genuinely mad at this stuff, and it just seemed easy to avoid. Companies are just going to keep doing this. We can yell at the clouds all we want, but they're not going to change. What's going to change is our approach to it. We shouldn't deny that bad things happened this year. We can't pretend like it was perfect, but that's not something that's going to be contained for a year. I think life is just bad sometimes, and you can't really slap a calendar over it. What I think is best is to just take it one story at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed, and then it's just progress. And really, what is a year anyway? Like, time existed before we did, and then a few people just like chose that a month would be 30 days. I don't buy that. Not to be like time is a construct, but like, it is. My point is, we should be caring about the future and not some arbitrary timeline, especially not by companies. Reflecting on the past is natural, and it's not a bad thing to every year check in with yourself and see how you did, progress you've made, like the resolutions you want to do. Like, that's all very human, natural stuff. But don't lose yourself by zooming out too much. This was just 1 year of many that'll make up your lifetime. But hey, whatever's coming up, I'm excited we're going to do it together. I'm enjoying this, and if you are too, let's keep it going. I'm looking forward to giving you another year's worth of stories to chew on. But until then, Happy New Year. Drive safe. And I think I broke this thing. Here we go. Hello and welcome to watchfomo.com, where today we are counting down our list of the top 10 Kuncan moments of 2022. Coming in at number 10, forgetting he's filming in front of a mirror. Ooh, yeah, check out those hair patterns. It's almost making a crescent shape. You gotta either buy a comb or stop wearing beanies, buddy. Number 9, when he got drunk in a turtleneck. Wine, 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 wine. I've never seen him have this much fun filming ever. I guess if you don't drink regularly, the one you have on camera is probably gonna hit you hard. Number 8, hiding a secret video under a clickbait headline. Hey dork, you're not at risk for getting caught by YouTube or anything. You're too small for them to care about your court case video. Jeez, what's wrong with this guy? Number 7, when he had 2 other YouTubers on his channel and didn't own enough chairs for everyone. Talk about a classic Kuncan moment. Eagle-eyed viewers can see that he's sitting on a clothes bin. One would think you'd prioritize buying chairs before arranging the collab of your business career, but the thought never crossed his mind. Number 6, when he used a green screen for the first time. What is this, amateur hour? This guy went to film school, for Pete's sake. Their eye lines don't even meet half the time. And did he slow down the ones who aren't speaking so they're timed with their replies? Number 5, when he hit 150,000 subscribers. This was a pretty big moment for him, because he never thought he'd have this many people care about what he had to say. He genuinely can't think about this without tearing up a little bit, and he thanks you all constantly. Jumping around a corner with number 4, wearing the blue light glasses on camera. Hey nerd, a jock from the 80s has a locker he wants to put you in. You're not even looking at a screen anymore. You don't need protection from the blue light. God. Number 3, working with other creators. For a guy who's never had a friend group larger than 4, this crab really came out of his shell this year and connected with people who inspire him, making him feel pretty special. Kuncan moment. Number 2, every time he died like an idiot while streaming Breath of the Wild. Oops. Ooh. Whoop. Ouch. Count it. Ooh. Oh, jeez. Got him. Whoops. Am I Southern now? Got him. And the number 1 Kuncan moment of 2022, when he actually means it at the end of all his videos, when he says to take care of yourselves and that he loves you. From the bottom of his heart, he means it. Every single time he says it. For more grading top 10 lists, please subscribe to us over at our Tik Tank and our Snapchub. From all of us here at the studio, have a happy holidays, and may God have mercy on all of us.